Lyndon, thank you so much for coming, and in this video I'm going to be doing an app review of a well-known app available on all kinds of platforms called Tomplay. And I was contacted by Tomplay and they said, please would you do a review on your channel, because we've been watching your channel, okay, and they think what I'm doing is really good, which is, how cool is that? And they think I provide a lot of value to the people that are watching my videos. Well, that's the idea, I'm trying. And would I review their products? So full disclosure, I wasn't using Tomplay very much. I did have the free version of it, but loads of my clients were using Tomplay and absolutely raving about it, saying how fabulous they thought it was. And when I've had a look through, I have to admit, it is very cool. So I'm going to show you through the app. I can get you a discount on Tomplay as part of the negotiation between me and Tomplay. They gave me access to their full service, which is great, so thank you very much for that. And they've also given me a link that you can follow so that you get 30% discount if you decide to download this app. It's a subscription-based model. They do a 14-day free trial. Take the free trial. At the end of it, you get the opportunity to sign up for a year, and if you do, I can get you 30% discount on that. Let's have a look at the app. So I've got this on my iPad, but very conveniently it does seem to be available across all platforms, and I've got it on my desktop as well, and I've got to say it is really useful and very handy app. So you open up Tomplay, here it is, comes up, there's their logo, look, super powered, yay! Tomplay, very good. Right, let's have a look. And if you go shop, check this out. All of the different instruments. So, you know, this is already fantastic because my son is a pianist and he's been working on his classical stuff, even though he's a jazz pianist. We had a look for some classical piano. It was there. My wife is a singer. We had a look through their stuff for singers, and it was also really good. I am a saxophonist, as you know, and when you go to saxophone, you've got a choice between soprano, alto, tenor and baritone. So that's really good. Well, I've got my beautiful alto sax with me, and then it just goes and it shows me all of these fantastic saxophone collections and tracks, and you've got intermediate, and you've got all kinds of different tracks on here, hundreds and hundreds. Now, as far as I know, Tomplay has 80,000 sheets, interactive sheet music, right? It's 80,000, and they're adding that to their collection on a phenomenal basis. It's like hundreds a week or something ridiculous like that. It's loads and loads. So you could literally search for anything on the alto saxophone, and they, you know, I search for typical things, just for an example, like Girl from Ipanema, and they've got an easy version, slightly harder, intermediate. I'll show you. Look, really cool. So if I go to the ones that I've been looking at recently, right, so look, Jobim, Girl from Ipanema. So I did a search for Girl from Ipanema, and again, I do like this tune, and what you get is this sheet music for it, which you can scroll through like this. Isn't that cool? And then at the top, you can change the tempo. You can change it, you can make it faster or slower, just in case you didn't know what that means. Spelling out a little bit too straightforwardly there. This is really cool. Look here, you've got a tuning fork, and that will help me tune up on my alto saxophone. Very nice. That's a very useful thing. You've got a metronome here. Okay, and then you've got annotate the score. Now this is super useful. I'm going to get to that in a moment. You can also record yourself. You can record yourself. How fantastic is that? You can add your recording to the backing track, and then on audio, if you go to audio, you've got tutti, which is all. You've got the orchestra, alto saxophone, and no accompaniment. So if I do it with all and I press play, have a listen. And what I want you to listen to is the quality of the backing track, because that would be something that would really be a deal breaker for me, because I don't want to play to some horrible cheesy backing track. So check it out, have a listen. If I want to stop it, I just touch it, and I can start it again from anywhere I like. And I can also loop bars as well, which is absolutely fantastic. So if I want to start it from a particular point, if I just press that, and it will take it from there. Look. Now, by the way, that FFF was me messing around with the score. I should probably do, well, without annotation. There you go, take that off. Yeah, that's really, really, really very, very cool. So cool. And I could print this as well. So if I wanted to print this sheet music, there's an option at the bottom here if I press print. And as you can see, it gives you a certain amount, 94 printings left. Well, I don't know how many scores I'd want to print, you know, but 100 is, or 95 is way more than enough. But if I really wanted to print something, and then I can also loop. Look here, there's a loop section. So if I just press that, and I can take this click, I can take that click off as well. So cool. Yeah. And take the loop out. So very, very easy to use. I must say, because I'm a bit lumpy when it comes to apps. I don't know how to use things. I've recently started doing Instagram and TikTok and X and putting videos on there, and I'm like, how on earth do you do this? I find it quite tricky, but this I did find really, really, really easy to use. Now, at the moment, we've got a saxophone on there, but what I can do is that I can just do the orchestra. Now, if I go back to the beginning, now, how cool is that? Very, very cool. So I can obviously grab my saxophone and give it a little blow. And so it goes on. How cool is that? It's just absolutely fantastic. Now, again, another full disclosure. I'm more of an ear player. Historically, I have been an ear player, and my reading isn't the best reading in the world. It just isn't, and I put my hands up to that. I try to improve it slowly over time, so I do work on it, but it's not the route that I came from. I didn't go through music school. I just didn't. So reading for me is slightly uncomfortable. So this is fantastic because I can listen to somebody playing it, the inbuilt sax player. I can listen to them play it, and then I can, if I'm not sure about how something goes, do you see what I mean? I could turn that on and off. So I could go back to here, orchestra, and I could do it with the saxophone. And if I wanted to just see how, say, these two bars, look at that. If I wasn't too sure how that was phrased, look. Nice. And can you see what I've done there? I've actually just done alto saxophone just on its own. So you've got orchestra, alto saxophone, and what's no accompaniment then? That's absolutely nothing at all. Right, so I don't know why that would be useful. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. So I'll turn my loops off. And literally, I have searched for so many things. If you do a search for John Coltrane, it's there. If you want Blue Bossa, it's there. All of the standards are there. And they have really, really good suggestions if you're stuck and you're not too sure which tune you'd like to play. Everything that I searched for was there. It's absolutely amazing in that regard. So what a cool thing to have. You can also share this with another user. So if you've got a friend and you can send your what you're working on to their iPad, to their version of Tomplay. Absolutely fantastic. So if I want to search for something, I can go into the shop and type in, let's try John Coltrane, and look, it's already got it. Look at that. Look at all of the John Coltrane stuff that they've got. How fantastic is that? Oh my gosh. Look, tons and tons and tons. What else is that? John Barry, he's the guy that wrote or arranged James Bond. Duke Ellington. Look, they've got loads of other really, really good suggestions. You can also go by popular. You can have a look at what's popular and what's new. I mean, it's a really, really, really good app. So something that you can do with this app, which I think is absolutely fantastic, is that you can annotate a score. In other words, that you can, let me show you what I mean. So you go to your piece of music, in this case, Ipanema, and you go annotate the score. And I'm going to just call this YouTube demo. Done. Save. Right, now when I go to here, score YouTube demo, so I did one before, Ipanema test, or without annotation. Let's go to YouTube demo, and now when I go to annotate, it gives me all of these, so I can draw on there, for example. Yes, if I look, so I can draw on there. I don't know why I would want to do that, but yes, I could, because I could put lyrics, or I could mark out a section that I need, and I can go undo and get rid of all of that, which is very, very cool. I can draw, I can highlight, or I can annotate. This is where it gets kind of cool. So you've got all of these musical markings that you can put in there, and this is what I need, a hazard for reading. If I go to the next page, and the next page, and the next page, this is where it gets really, really handy. Look, I'm going to go undo, get rid of that. Look, this is an E. Look at that. And then look, C, and I go C sharp, because it is C sharp. And this is really not too much of a faff to do. It's very, very cool. Right, that is, oh no, I've done the wrong thing there. I was trying to grab hold of that B. Right, how cool is that? That is absolutely fantastic, and then I can save that. So if I'm not comfortable about reading music, I can put the letter names underneath. That is one way that you could assist yourself in reading music. Personally, I think you should have one with and one without, right? If you want to put letter names underneath, I don't think you should depend on that, because if you do that, then the eye is always going to go to the letters, and you're just not going to look at the notes. So, but still a really, really good resource to have, and I think it would be a good exercise to go through all of these notes and put the letters underneath. It's just a good exercise. It just gets you more familiar. So all in all, a fantastic app. So pros and cons of Tomplay. Well, I can see a whole load of pros, to be honest with you. Massive, great big catalogue, over 80,000 sheets of pieces of interactive music that you can play for virtually all instruments. So you could do this with your guitar playing buddies or piano playing buddies. That's really, really, really fantastic. Great for helping you read music. Really, really, really good quality backing tracks. Very easy to use, extremely easy to use, very versatile and easy to manipulate to make it suit you. Lots of choice. So Ipanema comes as a hard version, an easy version, a medium version, a hard version, a really complex version. It is a really, really, really good app. Downside, well, there's a subscription model, and subscription models, I guess it is the way of the world today, but you know, it is, I'm just being honest. I think, you know, subscription model, it would be great to be able to buy it outright but how would they do that? How would you get updates all the time? And I guess it would be such a lot of work, so I can kind of see where they're coming from. However, like I said, I can get you a substantial discount off a year subscription if you go for it, which at the moment I think is about £100 a year, which is 27 pence a day. And if you use my discount, it works out at 19 pence a day. So I mean, it is a laughably small amount if you think about it in that way. It's not too expensive for having such a fabulous resource. The people that, my clients that use this, they absolutely love it and they use it all the time. So I think that's the only downside. You have to pay for it. Well, if you want something quality, I suppose you're going to have to pay for it. So I do hope you found my review useful, and I'd love to hear what you think of Tomplay in the comments. So far, I've not heard anybody have a bad thing to say about it. Everybody absolutely loves it, and I think you will too. I do want to say thank you to everybody, all the lovely people that are helping me so much. When people send positive feedback and positive comments, you can't know how much that lights up my house. Seriously, it seriously does. And when people buy coffees and send me tips on PayPal and stuff, honestly, it helps, because we're just a family like any other family. We're trying to pay our mortgage and try to pay our bills, and it's just absolutely amazing, and I really appreciate your support. So thank you so much. I hope you found this product review useful. I do recommend Tomplay. I think it's absolutely fantastic. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.